Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Students, hope so you all are fine, good and healthy. Well, in our previous class, we have discussed about the four parts of the level of the organization. Now, today we are going to discuss about the organ and the organ system level. Well, till now we have discussed that the cell who are performing the same function are organized together and forming a tissue. Now, what is basically the organ? The different tissues who are working together under one unit, as a one unit, they are forming a organ. What is that, students? Let me to explain you in detail. Look at here, listen to me. It is just like that. Okay, let's suppose you have learned that the cells are making the tissue. The cells are making the tissue. When these two tissues like different tissues are going to work as a unit, they are going to work together, then this will make a organ. Let me explain you with the help of the example. Let's suppose, students, that you have 3 English teachers. You have 3 bio teachers. You have 2 physics teachers. 3 math. Now, they all are of different subject, but when they all are going to work together as a unit, then they can run a school. They can give their education to a students. So this is like that, beta. The different cells join together and they are forming the tissue. And these tissues used to work under a one unit all together and they are forming an organ. Clear? Hope so you get that with this example. Now, let me to discuss the example which is given in the book. So student, it is like that different tissues of an organ perform their specific function and these functions collectively become the function of that organ. Let's suppose if there is a tissue and it is performing something different function and this is the tissue, it is performing some different function, when these two different functions will unite together and they are going to form the function of the organ, then it will become the function of the organ. Now listen to me very much carefully. Let's suppose, students, that we have an example of the stomach. Or let's take the example of, you can say, which is written in your book. That is, for example, they have given the example of stomach. The stomach is an organ specialized for the digestion of the protein and storing protein. The stomach, beta, you know very well, that is a bag which used to digest the protein. Whatever the food you are taking, the stomach is digesting it and storing the food. The two major types of the tissues are present in the stomach. The one of the tissue is named as the epithelium, that is a glandular tissue, and which secrete the gastric juice, and this gastric juice will help in the digestion of protein. The other tissue, that is a muscular tissue, that perform contraction of the stomach wall so that it is going to grind the food and let the food to pass through. And these two tissues functions are collectively add together and this function becomes the specific function of the stomach. Did you get? Let me to explain you in detail. It is like that, students, that our stomach is made up of two tissues. We know very well the stomach is helping in the digestion of food. It used to help to digest the food as well as it used to help to store the food. So how this function is possible, let me to explain you. The stomach have two tissue. The one name is the epithelium tissue. The other one name is the muscular tissue. The epithelium tissue is basically producing a juice named as the gastric juice. This gastric juice helps in the digestion of the protein. It means that digestion of food. Similarly, the muscular tissue, what the muscular tissue is doing? The muscular tissue is doing the contraction and relaxation. It means that contraction and relaxation of the muscle will grind the food. Will grind the food and convert the large material of the food into the small particle so that it can easily digest. And the function of the muscular and epithelium tissues collectively become the function of the stomach. Now let's see the next statement. Okay, now students, the next level is a very unique and a good level. You need to understand it. It is like that the different organs unite with each other and they are forming the organ system. They are forming that organ system. It is just like that, students. Let me to explain you with the help of examples. Let's suppose that there are the different schools in Islamabad, and these different schools are actually working under the FIBIS, the federal board. So what is that FIBIS? This is basically the organ system and these are the organs. It is just like that, students. Let's suppose your digestive system. The digestive system do not only contain the stomach, it contains food pipe. After food pipe, there is a stomach. After stomach, there is a small intestine. There is a large intestine. As well as there are some helping organs like liver, gallbladder, plus pancreas. So you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 7 organs together are working together and making the digestive system and helping to digest the food of your body and producing the energy, and by this energy you are able to live. So this is like that the different organs work together and they are forming the organ system. Now more interesting level is coming ahead. It is just like, students, you know what, students, if you are going to discuss about the plants are not that much complex like animals. The plants are not that much complex like the animals. The animals have more complex system. But in the case of the plants, they are very less complex. We are going to study about them. You know very well the root system, about the stem, leaves. These also, their organs system level is very much less complex as compared to the animals. Now students, what is the next? When the different organelles are going to join with each other, when the different organelles, sorry, not organelles, when the different organ system levels are going to combine with each other, they will form a complete human, or you can say they will form a complete organism. It could be human, it could be cat, it could be dog, it could be plant, anything. When these organ systems are going to work together. Similarly, beta, it is just like the example of like that. There are different boards like FIBIS. There is a board of the Sargodha. There is a board of Quetta. There is a Lahore board. They all together are working in Pakistan. Fine. So it is just like that, students. कि all the organ system like heart, ठीक है? Like the heart organ system, like digestive, respiratory organ system, nervous organ system, these all skin organ system, these all are working together and they all are forming a one unique thing, and that is a complete individual. So different organ and the organ system level are organized together to form a complete organism. In organisms, the function, process and the activities of the various organs and the organ system are coordinated. It means that all the organ systems are going to coordinate with each other. And I don't think so that you have any query relevant to that, because we have learned the coordination in the class 8 in very much detail. So but they are going to coordinate with each other and they will form the organ system like individuals, a whole organism. Let me give you the example. Let's suppose if a person is doing the exercise. Have you ever done the exercise? If not, then do right now. Do the jumping for 1 minute or 5 minutes, let's suppose. After doing the exercise, what you will observe that your muscles are contracting. In fact, your heart is beating fast. Your heartbeat has been increased. Your respiratory rate has been increased. You're taking the breath very rapidly. Your muscles, like your has been digested. Your muscles are working continuously during the exercise. So during the exercise, your muscle is contracting and relaxing. Your muscle is working. Your heart is also working. The blood is pumping by the heart throughout the body. In fact, your food is also keep on digesting to produce more energy. So what is this, beta? These all organ systems are working together and forming a one organism. So hope so you get that. So this is the muscle tissues, let's suppose, and the different tissues are going to work together and they will form an organ just like in a heart. So you can see that there are different tissues who are making a one organ like a heart. So heart is basically made up of many tissues. Now you can see that many of the organs, now they are uniting together and forming a one circulatory system. It means that the blood vessels are there, the heart is there, the blood is there which is pumping. So these all are the different organs and together they are making the circulatory system. And when different organs is to unite together, they are making a complete individual, a one complete organism. So hope so you get that, student. If you have any query, you can ask me.